Hello, it's Ruby, and today I'm going to be sharing with you a very nostalgic university vlog. So I actually ended up filming the last few days at university that I spent, not knowing that these would be my last few days at university, and it's really strange watching these clips back, but I thought that I'd share them with you because I know that I'm enjoying looking back at old university vlogs that people have posted because it returns that sense of normality, so I'm hoping that you are going to enjoy watching this video. This was in the last week when I was working on essays mainly. So that morning I went to the library and I was reading this book, the Victorian novel, which was for the novel assessment that was coming up. So I read so many books in preparation for this essay, and this was just one of them, but I like to read them front to back. I won't read all of the pages really in depth. I might skim some of them if they're less relevant, but it just means that I don't miss anything important, and also it is very interesting. I miss libraries so much, I'm just going to say it. After that, I got out my laptop. I just typed up some notes from that library book. Also, just so you know, I do underline things in pencil when I'm reading library books, but I always go through and rub it out afterwards because it really annoys me when annotations are left in books. And I write really lightly, so you can't see it, don't worry. One of the things that I was mentioning in this essay was Australia and perceptions of Australia from London, because Charles Dickens was fascinated by Australia, and in his newspaper publication, actually, he affected many of the public perceptions of Australia as this utopian place which was very much removed from real life struggles and real life in London. I read a few books about this, but I wanted to find some primary sources that evidence this, so I went on the Times archives. I looked at mid-19th century articles, just searching for Australia, and I went through and read some of these. I love looking through old archives. It's one of my favourite things to do when researching. I also went and got this book, Arcadia in Australia, which was again really useful for this essay. This was my list of resources I wanted to read, so when I read them, I just put them in green so that I knew what I'd already done. Here I was just probably going through some more of those essays on there because most of them were digital. I much prefer using hard books when I can. I just think it's more pleasant. Okay, I'm sorry for just not updating you. It's now like 3 o'clock and I have just finished my main plan for that first assessment, so I'm going to put that to one side for a little bit and get started on my second assessment, which I've got due in a few weeks. And this one you get to choose any poem ever and write about it. So I think I know which poem I'm going to do. I'm like narrowed it down to 2 or 3 now, and so I'm going to choose that and then annotate that poem and basically get a first draft written up. Also, I finally got round to getting a vitamin D supplement. I have been meaning to do this pretty much since I went vegan. So there is a huge gap here. I don't know what happened to the other clips. Maybe I just forgot to vlog, but I went through this manuscript printout of the Emily Dickinson poem I was going to be writing about for my assessment for the poem, and I annotated and analysed the print version and then also the manuscript version, because in my essay I wanted to consider how the meaning of the poem changed depending on which one you read. Okay, I've been working on this since 6:30. My camera ran out of charge, so you didn't see all of it. It's now 9 and I've just finished the first draft of this essay. I cannot even tell you how happy I am to have done this. It's always such a relief to just have it done on some level and be able to go through and edit instead, because that's a lot easier to do. I got myself a snack. This is actually my second bowl. I had a bowl and then I realised I was still really hungry, so I got some more. I don't usually like to eat this late, but I just don't think my dinner was big enough. I definitely don't want to be going to bed hungry, so I got myself some frozen raspberries and yogurt. I'm going to write a food shopping list because I don't think I have enough in at the moment. So, next day, back in the library. Voice over me is still missing libraries. I got out some more books to read, so here I think I had about 3, and I just again read these front to back, skimming certain passages if they weren't as relevant. It's actually such a nice day today. It feels like summer, not even spring. I left the library and now I'm walking over to Exeter College because they've got this conference on all about STEM and environmentalism. There's someone from my school there, so I'm gonna go and say hi. Yay! Look how pretty. Over that wall is the prison. Okay, I just went food shopping and I meant to film in there, but I didn't, so I'm sorry about that. But I'm gonna give you a food haul. I got some cornflakes, cauliflower. This is the best peanut or almond butter ever. Vanilla yogurt, I got the vanilla because it was on sale. Then I ended up getting my onions in plastic because they didn't have any onions which weren't in plastic left, so I got these. Then I got a mango, lettuce, I got 3 potatoes, this bag of dried fruit, a kiwi, an avocado, loads of bananas, oh, and a red pepper. I also got some more Whole Earth crunchy peanut butter, which is my peanut butter of choice, and that's because I literally just ran out. Then I got some frozen peas, frozen blueberries, and some hummus. My nice little food haul. The camera is shaking so much, I'm shaking loads. I am going to eat something. I am going to be reading these 2 books now. I'm going to start by doing some Dickinson work. So I'm going to be reading this book, Emily Dickinson's Home, and this is basically just an overview of her life and influences. So I read through this Bingham book. This was actually probably my favourite books that I read in preparation for my Dickinson essay. I thought it was really, really interesting. It gave a really great comprehensive biography of Dickinson's life, and also excerpts from letters that she wrote, but also letters that her family wrote. Okay, I just finished reading the first book I wanted to read. This one is Emily Dickinson's Home by Bingham, and basically she was the one to go through and date Emily Dickinson's letters. So from an editorial point of view, this is really interesting. It wasn't that useful for my purposes, but it was also a really good read. So maybe I wasted some time on that one in terms of like essay prep, but I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good, and I would recommend this one if you are a Dickinson fan. Now we're going to do some research on Congregationalism. I've only just realised how this is supposed to function. How clever is this? So you can separate it into tabs, all of your different to-do lists, and then they just fold out like this. And in the space of like a minute, this has become my favourite post-it notepad. Then I just went and updated my calendar. And I read through some more resources. I know I did a lot of reading in preparation for these essays, but during this time my university was on strike, and so I had a lot more extra time. Didn't have lectures, and I had more time to actually focus on dedicating to this essay. So I wanted to go to bed and wake up early, but I am loving doing this work so much that I just don't want to. But I think I should. It's like 9:15. I wanted to wake up early at 6, but I might not have the same like creativity and love for what I'm doing in the morning. At the moment I'm looking at the archives. The Emily Dickinson archive is so great. There is no criticism anywhere. I found one essay that mentioned it, which is actually quite fun because it means that I've been like drawing on elements of Dickinson criticism to write an essay which is maybe slightly more original. I know that originality isn't that important for a first year essay, but it's good practice, I guess, and I wanted to do something working with an archive of some sort because this is the lecturer who took us down to the archives and emphasised the importance of that, so I just wanted to kind of apply the things I'd learned in those seminars and integrate it slightly into my analysis of the poem. Anyone who likes Dickinson, you have to look at the archive. I love her handwritten work. Why is it so blurry? So here I was just looking at some more Emily Dickinson archives. I can't work out what it says and no one's put a transcript here. There was something written on the back of the manuscript and it was upside down, so I turned my computer upside down trying to make it out. Dickinson's writing is notoriously difficult to read. So here I was just writing my first draft of the essay. Okay, it's 10:05 and I'm going to go to bed now. I am glad that I kept on working because I've revised my first draft, as in pretty much scrapped my first draft because I realised it wasn't what I wanted to talk about for that poem. So I'm really glad I did that because I'm so much happier with my new plan. So I'm gonna go to bed and I will probably continue this video in the morning. So today it is Friday and as you can see, I'm wearing my cat collar shirt, which is really kind of ruffled underneath this sweatshirt, but I'm so cold that I need to be wearing this. I actually do have one seminar today because one of my lecturers isn't striking, and so I'm leaving for that in 2 hours, and at the moment I'm working on my poetry essay. So basically all I want to do before I leave is read this book, Dickinson and the Religious Imagination, and film a video, and that's it. And then I'm going to go to my seminar, and then after that I will go to the library and read this book, which I still haven't finished. I've been reading this for a couple of days now and I'm only this far, so I want to finish this in the library. Okay, hi, sorry, future me is just jumping in to round off this video because there is not a closing clip to this. I really hope that you enjoyed watching this old university vlog. I know it's very outdated at this point. It's over 2 months old. I've got to say, I really did enjoy editing this one, even though it is making me miss university a lot. So thank you so much. I hope you're having a lovely day and I hope that you have a productive week.